What's up? My name is Kevin Romar, and you're checking out Ambiance Podcast. Yee.
What up, people? Welcome to Ambiance Podcast. It's a very special day today. I got the mayor of Cypress, California, sitting across from me, Kevin Romar. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing good, Levi. How you doing, man?
I'm doing solid. And for those of you guys listening, I was just joking. Kevin Romar is a DJ and skateboarder out of Cypress, California. Is it important, first off, for you to like put on for Cypress? Because I feel like not many people come out of Cypress. You know what I mean? So do you rep that, or do you feel a responsibility to like put on for that city?
Yeah, man. I rep Cypress fully, and I rep Long Beach fully because I grew up in Long Beach. I'm born and raised, and then I moved to Cypress, and then that's where I started skateboarding. Okay. So I have like two, cultures. So I rep both, but Cypress is definitely where I learned how to like, get the whole skate tricks going and turn pro actually from Cypress. So yeah, that's Cypress all day. And LBC, what it do?
Hey, was Cypress Hill from Cypress?
No.
That's what I was wondering.
That's like from like, I don't know where, it's somewhere LA somewhere. I don't know. There's another Cypress somewhere.
Yeah. I think so too. But I want to touch on what you just said. Like, you have interesting life because you are in two different like realms, I feel like, you know what I mean? So that's why I was really excited and interested to talk to you, because you have an interesting perspective on a lot of things. There's not a lot of skateboarders that are also DJs, or not. I don't know if there's any skateboarders that are like DJs.
There was Chad Muska was
oh really?
Yeah, he was like the first kind of guy to break out and become a DJ and produce music and stuff like that. But
yeah,
other than that, there's like no one really. I mean, Beagle, I don't know if you know who Beagle is.
I don't.
He's like the filmer for Baker Skateboards.
Okay.
But he crossed over and started to DJ.
Oh, he did?
But like not take it seriously and stuff. Like not too much. But yeah, Chad Muska is like he's producing for Wu-Tang Clan a little bit.
Okay.
And, doing shows for Paris Hilton and stuff. So
he was the first one to kind of do it big.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's one of the reasons why I respect you too, is because you don't just do both. You do them both at like an extremely high level, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, I take it serious. So.
And I think that's important in today's world, because I feel like a lot of people choose like that one thing, and they want to work on it and just become their best at it. But is that why you kind of transition? You didn't transition because you still obviously skateboard heavy in it.
Yeah.
But is that why you wanted to get into DJing originally, just because like you felt like you mastered skateboarding and you're like, all right, what's next?
Truthfully, no, I thought it was super fun because I went to my first rave actually in 2009. And that's what like sparked my like other side of my brain to be like, you know what? I want to be those guys up on there and, controlling the crowd and stuff like that. But like, I knew how to do DJing stuff back then, but I just never like got the equipment for it. But once I did, I was like, oh man, this is like super fun, like super like I could do this for sure.
What rave did you go to? What was that first one?
EDC, Electric Daisy Carnival.
Yeah,
it was actually
in LA.
Yeah, the Coliseum. Yeah. So I was like super wild, man.
Those were different days. Those were like unregulated like EDCs.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's like it's a whole different type of rave, right?
Yeah, it's a whole different type of it's more responsible, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, which is cool.
But
at Coliseum it was just like I've never seen anything like that. I was like, oh my gosh, there's 100,000 people in one spot. You just look around, you're just like, dude, this is incredible.
Yeah.
This is sick, man.
And then when you went to there, you're just like, I want to do this.
Yeah, because I was like a West Coast, dog pound gangster. Like I grew up from like Long Beach style. I was like, that's all I want to listen to was like gangster rap. But then I got crossed over into like the EDM world, and I was like, this is super fun. I'm a fan of this stuff. The house music sounds like a sped up like version of like G-funk music sometimes.
That's interesting. Because a lot of people don't cross over from like like underground hip hop to like hardcore EDM.
Yeah, which is cool. That's why I'm like I tapped into some other part of my brain where this is dope. I can do both. Skateboarding is hip hop. And the DJing you can just do everything. Which is a good thing.
Yeah, and how fast like creativity is evolving too, because music is evolving so fast. So it's like worlds are kind of crossing over. Hip hop and like EDM started like becoming a thing with trap music and so on, right?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, back in like 2012, 2013, the trap, like hip hop trap and the EDM trap kind of like meshed really, really well.
It started blowing up
really well, and that was when like everyone was like, "Oh, dang, you can do hip hop with EDM."
Yeah.
Let's do that. Like, you know what I mean?
It's
and
a whole
now
different.
now it's like you got to do it like that. So
Exactly, it's like a whole different sound. That's mainly your genre, right, of DJing?
Yeah. I definitely like to do like the more hip hop into like house music, into like trap, dubstep stuff. You know what I mean? Like when I produce music and stuff like that. But when I DJ, it's just everything. It's just,
that's funny, man. I'm kind of similar. Like I went to my first rave in like 2010. I went to Hard Summer, I think 2010, and I was like, what the fuck? What is this? Like, I've never seen anything like this. Like, this is crazy. But like I was like hip hop head.
Yeah.
And then I heard trap wasn't out back like really during that time. But then I was like, okay, I'm gonna start going to some more festivals. And then I went to like 2012, 2013, like you said.
Yeah.
I started like hearing trap music, and that like kind of like, okay, that brought me to EDM. And then I was just like, when I was at those festivals, I was like, I kind of like house too. I kind of like, you know, this and that.
Yeah, definitely, man. Like you'll figure out what you like when you go to those things. You know what I mean? Not everything's like ding, ding, ding. It's like, you know, there's a balance where you can find that you like it. It's something, you know. I don't know
if there's any other music genre, honestly, that has so many like different variables of like, because EDM is it's like. You have head-banging music. You have like trance. You have techno. You have house. Like what else? What other genre has that many?
I know, right? And you can have fun at any one of those if you can cross your mind over into that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because hip hop festivals are cool, but like it's the same thing pretty much the whole time. It's like the energy in EDM is just consistent.
Yeah.
And everyone's just so happy and just like, let's go.
That's the biggest thing is the energy, bro. Like people. Like they call it plur, which is kind of corny now, life, but, but the energy is totally different, bro, from like a hip hop show.
For sure,
it's just fun. But I don't know how I used to do that shit. 7 to 7, like 7.
I know, yeah, that's like that's all day. You know what I mean? At night and in the morning. I can't. When I go to a festival and I see the sun coming up, I am like, you know what? This is too much, man.
Yo, yeah.
I need to go home. We're gonna go sleep.
100%. Do you think that music festivals are ever going to be the same again, like post-COVID?
I don't know, man. That's been the talk of the world pretty much. You know, I've been reading a lot, but you know, it could if we get this vaccine quick. But if not, I don't think people want to take it anyway. So that's going to be another thing, and then people are going to be scared. You're going to have to like bring a document, I feel like, or something to the
like
festival.
There's got to be an app or some shit.
An app or something, which is scary. You know what I mean? You're like, dang, you got to bring out the app, and you know they know your information like that.
It's some Black Mirror shit.
Yeah, like we're living in a Black Mirror episode. Like,
we are. This is Black Mirror season 6. That's why they didn't put out a season 6.
Literally, man. I think about that all the time. Like, dude, we are living in a Black Mirror episode. This is crazy, dude.
Yeah, I saw some tweet out there. It was just like how clever of Netflix. They wanted us to experience season 6 for ourselves instead of watching it.
Serious, man. I'm like, this is scary, man. But it could, man, but I don't think until like 2022 late, you know.
Yeah.
Until it starts to kind of pick back up, because Vegas DJs, they're bringing them back right now.
Oh, they are?
Yeah, but their budget is like so low for them because it's only tables.
Yeah.
So you have to get a table and you're just sitting there. You know what I mean?
And plus, they missed out on so much bread from like all these months of being out too, right?
Yeah, that too. And live streaming is like no one really gets paid from that.
Yeah.
You have to really like hustle, and then get donations and subs from Twitch and all that stuff. But even they're trying to crack down. So
really,
yeah.
Do you do live streams?
I stopped, man. It's like
you don't see the value in it, right?
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I respect to anybody that does that, but it's really, really tough to, you have to create like a fan base again, but like started from scratch. And you can get your people that watched you before, but it's like a few people, but then you got to grow it. But growing it is like so tough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I just wait till see what happens. You know what I mean?
I feel it. Do you miss doing live shows?
Yeah, man, for sure. Definitely miss that, man. That's like the best feeling.
Yeah.
Everyone's just so hyped. I mean, some people are still doing it now. In Florida, they'll have like a capacity of, it's like a 50% capacity and less, but they're still trying to do shows. The drive-in shows are going and cracking right now.
I've seen that. I've seen people. Everybody's trying to get. The cool thing about this is like people are getting super creative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's forcing you to like find different ways.
You have to. Yeah, you have to be creative. The drive-in stuff is pretty cool, but if you're far away, it's like, how do you really
That's true.
There's like not a dance floor, you know. If you do, you have to ask security. You know, this is a mess, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder, like, have you seen, I saw something in like the foreign, I don't know what foreign country it was, but it was like they had like barricades around groups of like people. Did you see that? They had like,
oh yeah, I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they're trying to do something like that where they only have. It has to be your group though. I feel like in a barricade or something.
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
it has to be like a group of like 8 to 10 people or something.
Yeah,
in your
and you have to
barricade.
social distance and
Yeah.
it's a whole nine.
What if that's the
and wear a
future?
mask too? Yeah, it could be,
Fuck.
man. It could be because this, you know, this COVID stuff is serious, man.
And it's crazy because it makes you think about like, damn, I feel like I was taking it for granted. Like I remember, for example, like there's some music festivals I didn't go to last year because I was just like, I never would have thought that I wouldn't be able to go the next year. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, damn, I wish I went to Coachella last year or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you can't take that stuff for granted that's available to you at that time. And we didn't know we were going to be in a pandemic, you know?
Yeah.
Not too many were like, you know, that pandemic's going to happen next year, you know what I mean? It just happened. You're just like, whoa, it happened so fast. And then you're just like, dang, like, this is a wrap for a long time.
Yeah. What part of COVID do you think has affected you the most?
Definitely DJing. You know,
Really?
that part has definitely affected me the most. And I have pretty bad asthma. So I have, you know, chronic bronchitis. So
Oh, I used to have that too.
did you really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was born with it. So like it's not going away. And
Yeah.
so if I get COVID, it's like a wrap.
Oh, cause you're at risk, right?
At risk. Yeah. High
Okay.
risk. Super high risk.
Damn.
So I have to like maneuver like a certain
You got to
way.
move different.
Yeah. So I was like, did you Lysol?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
everything,
yeah.
You know, is it
It's
clean?
right there,
Yeah,
bro. I
you
got
know?
you. Sprayed the mic down. I sprayed
Yeah.
the headphones down.
Yeah, man. So I have to, you know, be careful with where I go. So skateboarding is kind of like where I've been able to, you know, figure out where I could go, you know, being outdoors, but like only in certain people that I hang out with. And,
Right.
And I'm allow myself to be around. Yeah.
It's kind of metaphorical too in that way because everybody talks about like who's your real friends and whatnot. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like right now it's kind of making people realize that too, because who really matters, you're coming to realize like who really matters and who really is like
Yeah.
in your circle, if that makes sense.
For sure. Yeah. And then you know, you got to ask them who you've been around, you know, and stuff like that. Have you clean, you wash your hands and stuff like that. Cause it's just growing and flu season's coming up, and that's where I'm like,
Shit.
I don't even know if I want to go skate. I don't even know if I want to do.
That's a double whammy.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit.
Yeah, so.
Well, shit. I hope you stay healthy, man.
For sure.
Transitioning back to your career, so I feel like since you are DJing at a high level and you are skating at a high level, like you kind of have like two different lifestyles, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So is it hard for you to like juggle those two different lifestyles, and what is each one like?
At first it was because my sponsors were like, we don't want you DJing, you know,
Really?
we want you to skate, you know, like, because that's what you do. And I was like, you know what, I could do both, but like, just let me do that. Some of the sponsors were like, yeah, do it. And one of the sponsors or two were like, nah, you gotta stop. We got stuff to do. So to get them to balance took a long time. And then once I got it to balance, they're like, oh, now we see what you're doing. You know what I mean? Now we get the picture.
Yeah, you think it would be good for them too,
Yeah.
right? Because
once I
you dabble
became
in
Hobson's
both.
DJ, that's when they were like, okay, he's serious. You
Oh,
know?
really?
Yeah. That was about 2017.
Okay.
Early 2017. And I
And,
started DJing at like 2011, 12.
Oh,
but like
really?
seriously, like 13, 14, around there. So
Wow.
yeah.
How was the learning curve for getting into music? Because I kind of want to talk about that.
Yeah.
And was it similar to the learning curve for skateboarding?
Skateboarding's a little hard, or actually a lot harder at first, because you there's no way you can do all the tricks. There's no way, you know, it's like impossible, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But you get hurt, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Skateboarding. With DJ, you don't really, you know, you can, if you scratch too hard, you
Yeah.
fingernail.
Facts. It's not like a matter of like you getting a concussion or breaking
Yeah,
bones
exactly.
and shit.
Yeah. So, but the technical aspect, you know, is similar, because you have to learn your equalizations, you know, your fades, your cuts. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You got to learn how to
control a crowd,
control the
stage
crowd.
performance.
That's a science in itself. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's getting people to be like, yeah, this is cool. And then the next song, they're like, oh. And then the next song, you're like, oh, I'm not going nowhere. And then all you see all the people come to the dance floor, and, you know, you got everyone hyped. You know, that's the science. Because it's not always the same. It's always different.
Yeah.
Every single time it's different.
You as far as you like DJing, right?
Yeah, DJing.
Because every crowd's different.
Every
so
crowd
you
is
have
different.
to like play towards like what they're feeling, right?
Yeah.
How do you do that? Do you spin and do you get a gauge off like who's dancing, or like how do you gauge if somebody's feeling the music or not?
So, okay, some people like throwback music. Some people like the new trap stuff. Some people like, like the boom bap stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to judge it by the way people are drinking. You know what I mean? If there's alcohol. So beginning of the night,
the way people are drinking. That's funny.
So as you judge it at the beginning of the night, you play your slower stuff. You get people like wanting to go to the bar. So that's like a science in itself. If you're playing too much hype stuff at first, they're just like, they get over it pretty quick because what do you have the rest of the night? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you build it up, and then once you build it up, it's just to a point of like, okay, let's play the top jams right now. Let's play, what you want to hear pretty much.
Yeah.
So.
It's like there's no like right or wrong way to do it, huh? You just like fill it out.
You have to fill it out.
Go with it.
Yeah, you can make a list if you want to, but most of the time you won't follow that list. It's good to prepare though. If you prepare the list and you prepare what songs you want, you could go to that. But most of the time, it's like you're filling it out.
Right.
Much, yeah.
What's your favorite genre to spin?
Whew, I like the West Coast stuff when I'm
yeah.
DJing. Like at a bar or whatever. Like I like to DJ like the RJ and
RJ, Mr. LA,
Mr. LA
RJ.
and stuff. Yeah, when we
Nipsey.
did Dom Kennedy, Nipsey.
Oh,
when we
Dom
get there,
Kennedy.
it's like, oh, here we go. Because
Yeah.
it gets so ratchet.
And especially people that like that music too.
Yeah.
Because it makes you feel like good playing it.
Oh, for
I'm
sure. Yeah, I'm like, ooh, they got the girls dancing right here, like
Yeah.
right in front of the DJ booth.
Yo, I feel that because I used to DJ in college, but I went to Colorado State University, and shit is different out there. Like it's kind of like Midwest. Their music sense is just like so different too, where they're not hip to a lot of stuff that like LA is.
Yeah.
So DJing was different because like if I DJ out here, I play some shit like West Coast shit. People like hyphy, people love it.
Yeah.
But then I'm out there playing it, they're just like, what is this? Like I gotta.
They like more of the trap stuff, huh?
They like trap stuff. They like mainstream like top 40 stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like I feel what you're saying. You gotta like really know your crowd.
You gotta
and, like,
really
what
know
they
your crowd,
like.
and you gotta know your music too. You gotta have lots of music, especially nowadays. Man, you never know who wants to hear. Like Lauryn Hill, throw that in there sometimes.
Yep.
Or, you go back to OT Genesis or Nipsey Hussle. Then you go back to Fugees or whatever. You know what I mean? Just something where just like everyone's engaged.
And you're testing out like which one they're rocking with too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever been to Red Rocks?
The amphitheater?
Yeah.
No, I've seen lots of videos from there though, man.
That place is historical.
It
bro.
looks crazy. I would love to DJ there one day.
Well, yeah, that would be dope if you got the DJ there, bro. 'Cause
Man,
that place is ill.
It looks
like,
crazy. That's all the DJs that I know that DJ there. They're like, that's one of my favorite places to DJ.
Yeah, everybody performs there. Always says that. It's hard to get a ticket. Well, I mean, it used to be hard to get a ticket before COVID. It would be like fucking 5 minutes of like something of an artist being on sale, and it would just like sell out. Like you can't even really get a ticket unless you're on the beat. It's like a shoe drop or some shit.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like that? Dang. I never knew. I had no idea that.
Yeah.
That's
Well, one
crazy.
day we're gonna speak it into existence.
Yeah,
bro,
we got
Kevin
you.
Romar. I'll fly out there too. I'll clean the crowd like, yeah, let's go. I'll be headbanging and shit. Man, that'd be great. What's your favorite place that you've DJ'd at then?
Dude, Europe definitely.
Europe?
All of Europe.
Their
Because
crowd is crazy, bro. I heard.
so crazy. They love hip hop. So when I DJ for Hobson, when I get to do my little 20-minute set before he comes out, I play what I gotta play, and then they get them really hyped. But when he comes out, it's just like they know word for word from everything. You know what I mean? They know, just they're super fans. You know what I mean?
Really?
Way different than out here in like the States.
Yeah, and I feel like I love LA. First off, like I'm not throwing no shade at anybody, but crowds in LA are a lot different because people out here sometimes are too cool.
Too cool. Way too cool.
Let me not get my shoes dirty.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Europe, bro, they like to have fun.
They
man.
like to have fun, and they go crazy. I think where was I at? It was like an Irish like venue, but I was in Ireland, and they go crazy. It was like a sweat box. It was like,
oh shit.
I forgot what the venue was called, But they go ham, man. It was like, I've never seen anything like that before.
That's dope. Do they, when you, like, in all these foreign countries, when you, like, cut the fader down, or when they, like, sing the words, they got, like, accents and shit?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a fun, it's dope. I love their accents so much. It's like, yeah, bro, like, you rock with us. So
that's different.
Sure.
That's dope as fuck. Like, I'd be laughing if I heard, like, the accents and stuff, like, with the words.
Yeah, for sure.
That'd be funny, man. Hey, cheers. It's Thursday.
Boom.
Man.
On a Thursday.
Almost the weekend. It's October. We got 3 months to survive 2020.
I know, man.
What's next?
Man, it can't. I hope it doesn't get worse, man, but you never know. This whole year has been out of control.
Yeah, you don't know what to expect. What's next, man?
Yeah.
I hope that season finale don't hit too hard, bro.
For real. We need to wrap this season up, man.
Yeah, exactly. Ready for next year to come. Dope. Well, let's go ahead and transition into skateboarding for you. So I want to touch on like how you started, because I saw you had an interesting story of like you were printing out like tricks, right, and then studying them at like a young age.
Yeah.
But prior to skateboarding, did you ever want to do anything else in life? Like, did you want to be something else or do anything else?
Yeah, man. So I grew up playing sports my whole life. I played baseball, basketball, football my whole entire life until I was about 15, 16. But I played, I made like all-star like when I was in like Pop Warner and all that stuff. And then I went to, baseball, like I did everything. And I was like pretty damn good at all of them.
What positions were you playing?
I was running back and football, and then I was cornerback. And then I was, I was catcher in baseball. It's been so long, but yeah, catcher. And then basketball, I was a point guard. So yeah, pretty much all the way until, I was in high school, and I was like, man, everybody in this football shit is fucking huge, man.
Yeah,
I was like,
man.
dude, everyone is so big. I was like, I don't think I could get this like big, like, because they're yoked up,
Yeah,
what I mean?
Sometimes it's genetics, man. Like,
yeah.
if you can't grow, you can't. That was my biggest thing, like playing football, is just like my size, because there's an eye test. Like if you're born like big, you automatically have an advantage at the game,
For sure, yeah. And I was like, man, I'm kind of small. I don't like 300-pound. If I want to go to the pros, I don't know if I can handle a 300-pound tackling me all day. Getting to the pros is hard, anyways. But like,
were you thinking that back then? Like,
I was like, I want to become a professional football player. Because Deion Sanders was my favorite football player.
Prime
I was
time.
like, yeah, prime time. And I was like, yeah, man, that's what I want to do. And yeah, after a while, I was like, nope, no. Yeah, but I got so many like muscles from that. So that like helped me with skateboarding.
Because developing that at a young age is super important.
Super important.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
So jumping off stairs and developing all those muscles came from football. Came from all that.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I didn't think about that. You know what I mean? That transitioned well for you.
Yeah.
As far as like skateboarding goes.
For sure.
So at what age was it that you decided to switch to like, let me try the skating thing?
I want to say I was 12 years old. 12 going on 13.
What made you want to? Was there like a spark of interest that?
Yeah, so I seen this dude ollie up a curb, like leaving from high school going home, and I was like, holy shit, that was cool. Like that was crazy. How did he do that? That was like some magician stuff going on. And I was like, you know what, I gotta go get a board. I told my mom about that, like what happened. She's like, yeah, I'll get you one for Christmas.
All dope.
And so like the board was horrible. But I was like, you know what? I think I could like maneuver this thing a little bit cool.
You got to start with something.
Something, yeah. And like the wheels didn't roll. It was like some board from Target. It was like a Nash board. It's called Nash.
Yeah.
And it was like plastic wheels, and you push it and it goes nowhere.
Yeah, the Nash board, bro. Like that was the starter kit, bro. My first skateboarding. Everybody.
Everybody. But yeah, it sparked me because like I felt like so free. Yeah. I felt like nothing could stop me. I didn't have a coach. I didn't have people tell me what to do. I felt like I was like free. So just feeling like the fresh air, just pushing down the street. And I was like, you know what, man, like this is way better than playing sports. In my eye, I was like, this is way cooler.
And the cool thing about it is like you can get better at it by yourself. You don't need anybody. Like sports in most cases, like football, depending on the position, you need somebody to throw you the ball.
Yeah.
Basketball you could get better by yourself, but you need somebody to go against.
For sure.
Like baseball, you need somebody to throw.
You need all of that, all the packaging.
Yeah.
But skateboarding is the same way. it sucks skating by yourself a lot, but
Really?
you gotta do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's where you said printing out the paper came into hand, because once I started printing that paper out, I was like, I don't need a coach.
What made you think to print out the paper? Like,
dude, I was like a nerd when I was a little kid too.
Really?
Like I knew a bunch about computer stuff.
Okay.
I was on LimeWire and Napster, and I was like, yo, I can download songs like this. Let me just see if I can put out skateboarding stuff through like Google and whatever. You know what I mean? Slow AOL.
There's no YouTube back then, right?
No, it was just dial up. Dial up AOL.
Slow as hell. You gotta wait like 10 minutes to get to your. your
And that's
site.
all I had, and I was like, I gotta make the most of it. And the way the printer used to print out was so slow.
Oh yeah.
So like the ink was just like dripping,
Oh shit.
But I got the printer that I had was dripping, but
That's real trap shit, bro.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it was
out the mud. And too, like back then, it was just like your like internet was tied to your phone, so it's just like if you're on the internet, you can't use the phone.
Can't use the phone. People yelling at you like, get off the internet, get your ass off.
So
the
I gotta
internet.
print this shit out fast before like mom trips or some shit, right?
Yeah, like get your ass off.
Do you ever think about like what your life would be like if you like never saw that dude do an ollie? Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe like you were meant to do this and you would have like got interested in another way, but it's just like crazy how some small little spark of interest can like take you to where you're at today.
That's
like,
super true, man. Like I totally agree on that. Like I don't know where I would be. You know what I mean? I probably still playing with sports or trying to figure out how to get into some type of league.
Yeah.
But I got to a point where I had to make a decision. But yeah, seeing that guy ollie up the curb was just like game changer, mind changer. Like, all right, that's what I need to do.
Yeah, it's dope nowadays for kids because there's so much resources now. Like if you're like young and you want to start anything, like you have so much shit at your disposal. YouTube like is so advanced, Google so advanced. Like there's no excuse for like if you're interested in something and you want to start doing it, there's no excuse for you not to pursue it nowadays, right?
Yeah, for sure, man. Like it's so accessible now. Back then it was more of a mystery. You know what I mean? How to get to, certain places and how to DJ or how to do anything.
Yeah.
Now it's just so saturated. You could be on YouTube. You could be on, your phone. You could look it up. And everything's becoming just so, you could do it all. Anybody could do anything,
Yeah.
Back then it was just like hard. So even becoming a professional skateboarder was like extra hard for me. Nowadays it's a lot easier in a sense, you know what I mean? Because you got the Instagram, you got the Twitter, you got all these little networks that you can become somebody from that platform.
That's true. And back then, like you're probably more reliant on brands.
And sponsors. You're out there trying to like say, hey, here's my sponsor me tape. Here, can you watch it? Can you watch it, please? You're like, it's like a demo, giving you like a hip hop artist giving it to Kanye or somebody. Like, how do I reach these people?
Yeah.
And once you do, you're like, okay, did you watch it? Can I get your number? Like you're like really hustling.
Yeah, and it made the chances so much more slimmer for you.
Yeah,
and it's like that for music too. Like you needed a record label. Like nowadays, you don't need no record label.
No record label. You just promo yourself. You build enough following, you can become a SoundCloud rapper in a day, bro. Like it's nuts. There's so many SoundCloud rappers now, and they change by the day. I feel like.
Yeah, and the waves changing, like the genre of like what's popping too changes like so fast.
Because it was like drill rap, and now it's like emo rap.
Yeah,
what happened?
That's why I was super sad that like I don't know if you like Pop Smoke.
Yeah,
but like he was bringing a new sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and like he has so much potential.
And he didn't sound like anybody. He sounded like his own like
20 years old with that like
you like the way that rock.
Yeah,
you like the way that pop.
Like bro,
he had a cool sound, and he sounded like 50. He sounded like a lot like 50.
Yeah, man. R.I.P. to Pop Smoke.
Yeah, R.I.P.
But is that how you learned to get into like DJing too? Like how did you learn like your technical skills? Did you look up videos on YouTube? Did you like take classes or some shit?
No, I'm self-taught with everything. Self-taught skateboarding, self-taught with DJing. I literally just sit there and I just figure out how to do things, like buttons, and I'm like, all right, cool. That's
so
cool.
You learn it on yourself. You're like, I'm gonna just like try buttons and shit and see what it does.
I'm gonna try to see what that does. I'm gonna see what this side does. Okay, how do I beat match this side? Okay, move this platter a little bit, move that platter. Oh, okay, now we're on the track. I could see the beats per minute now. Back then you couldn't see it on the techniques or whatever, but I used to straight like CDJs and stuff. But you could see the BPM right there.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, I just moved that there, and then cool. But if you want to go to like high to low, you got to do tricks. And how do you do the tricks to make people still feel like it's the same song, but like the same, energy?
You got to match like the snare or pick like something, right?
Yeah, you got to like use echo effects and stuff like that. And I like, producing, you learn all those effects. You learn the flanger, you learn all these cool things. Yeah. And you're like, oh, that's the same thing pretty much.
So that must help you out too then, just like the fact that you know how to produce.
Yeah.
Because I see like a lot of producers that like end up blowing up, and transitioning to DJ is easy for them.
Yeah.
But DJs transitioning to producers isn't.
Yeah, it's not
the easiest, right?
It could go both ways.
Really?
If you know how to DJ pretty well, you know the bounce. You know what makes people hyped on the dance floor. Mm-hmm. So you can produce if that's what you want to produce. You can just like, oh, okay, that's the 4 to the floor, or like a hip hop beat. You know what I mean, a trap beat. But not everyone is it's a lot different, more like a patience thing from both sides. Because DJing,
right,
it's quick.
Yeah.
Producing, you're like, wait. No, that doesn't sound good. No, okay, let me try a different sound. No, you'll be there for like 24 hours. Like, dude, this beat sucks. I'm over it. I'm trashing it. Let's try again like another week.
Is Pharrell like an icon for you?
Yeah,
the nerd hat.
Yeah. So I used to skate for Ice Cream Skate.
Ooh, bro, legendary.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So
have you met him?
Yeah, a couple times.
That's ill.
Yeah, he's cool. I don't know him like the other Ice Cream guys know him, but I met him a couple times and we vibed it. But
that's dope.
BBC Ice Cream 2006 2007, that was like when I first got on there. I was a little kid. I was like a little kid, but my friend Jacob Walder, he introduced me to Nino Scalia. He's like a team manager over there, and then they watched my footy tape like I was telling you.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, this kid's sick, let's flow him some shoes. So I was getting boxes of ice cream shoes, like the big ones, the board flips.
Yeah.
Board flip 1s and board flip 2s, and yeah, they were sick. They were it was like a basketball, skating a basketball.
Really?
It was just so grippy.
Yeah. So back then, like, how old were you when that was happening?
Like, I was like 16, 17.
Dope.
Yeah.
That must have been so dope, like at that era in your life.
Yeah.
So, you know what
it
I mean?
was wild. That was a Myspace era.
Yeah, it was a MySpace
So I used to post like all my ice creams and stuff, gear on there, and
shit.
it was just like, man, I was popping. It was super popping, bro.
16 popping, bro.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
That's nuts.
But I've been a Pharrell fan for a long time, so being on that team was like super legendary.
Yeah, and then like obviously it was a fashion, like he was in the like
super
big for fashion and like producing, but the fact that like one of the illest producers too, it's like
illest.
That's got to be dope for you.
Illest, man. Him and Chad just legends,
Hugo,
bro.
man.
I don't understand how they made so many hits in just that time.
It
was just all them for the longest time.
Definitely. So when you're when did you start producing?
When I want to say 6-7 years ago.
6-7 years ago.
Like seriously, not just like finding snares and just like like it's like actually like putting a song together.
Yeah. Okay. So is there an outlet for people to find your music if they want to?
Yeah. You can find my music on soundcloud.com/DJ Romar Music. Spotify, it's at Romar, Romar, all caps. And then I only have a few songs on there, but I'm gonna start putting more stuff out and everything.
Is that you have mixes on there too?
Yeah, I got mixes and stuff. Yeah,
that's
some house music stuff and then some trap dubstep stuff. I don't know, either one. I'm gonna put some hip hop stuff there too. So
is that kind of like one of the next big things you want to conquer? Is just like growing as a producer?
Yeah, man, because it makes DJing a lot easier. People come to see the artist. You know what I mean? So I can like make a house
That's
song.
True.
Yeah, it's like
you could tour off your
producing music. You know what I mean? Like I want to go see Romar instead of like just DJ Romar, and it's just like he's gonna play the top 40 stuff. I want to play what I want to play. You know what I mean? And build it like that, which I'm doing right now, which is cool.
And I bet like this whole quarantine thing has given you a lot more time to sit down and work on that, right?
Yeah, for sure, definitely. I just put out a song, actually, a house song with my boy Ponzu about 2 weeks ago. It's called Goat. Like I'm the GOAT. But yeah, it's dope. It's a super dope song. It starts with hip hop, then it goes into a house drop, then it goes back to the hip hop. But the whole break is like super cool.
Dope. I'll have to check it out. What's it? It's called a GOAT, right?
It's called Goat.
Okay.
Like Kobe Bryant's GOAT.
Kobe Bryant is Kobe Bryant is the GOAT, bro. Shout out Lakers with that dub last night, man. They had how many games do you think it's gonna take them to get the ship? I'm being confident in saying it. Knock on wood.
They'll go. Well, if all of them are hurt right now, they're gonna go in 4 games.
They're gonna sweep them.
They're gonna sweep them. But if they come back healthy, which I hope they don't, it'll be 5.
Yeah. They weren't looking too good last night. Jimmy Butler's hurt, bum ankle. Like
they're gonna be hurt tomorrow too. That's just what it is.
It was not looking good, bro. You know the shitty thing though, if they do win the ship, like I've been always looking forward to like that parade, that championship parade.
Yeah,
and like we're not gonna be able to have that in LA.
That's true, man. They're gonna have to like live stream it or something, huh?
Yeah. They're gonna have to live stream it, man. But shout out to the Lakers, bro. Do you like all LA teams?
Yeah. So I'm a Warriors fan. I'm a Warriors fan and a Lakers fan. I'm a Warriors fan because my uncle used to play for the Warriors.
Oh.
Yeah. His name's Lorenzo Romar.
Okay.
And he's the coach for Pepperdine
University.
Shit.
Okay.
But he was a coach for UCLA, and then he went to Washington, the Huskies.
Okay.
But now he's at Pepperdine. But yeah, he has the classic Romar like jersey, and when I saw that, I was like, I'm a fan of Warriors when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he played from 79 to 80, I think.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah. But yeah, it's pretty classic.
That's dope.
He played for 4 different NBA teams back then. But
well, you've been fortunate to be a Warriors fan and a Laker fan, right?
Yeah. I'm like I like them both. I'm sorry if you guys don't like that, but
nah. There's people out there that get super butthurt about that shit though. That they're like, nah, you gotta be like one diehard fan.
Yeah.
There's no rules out here.
There's
bro.
no rules, but
you like
I could be an exception.
Yeah. You could be your own exception because you have a story.
I have a story with it. Yeah.
You weren't bandwagoning with them like.
Yeah. I was like, I like the Warriors. I like Kobe. I like LeBron. I like the way, Magic was back then too. So I was like, all right, let's put them all together. Let's do it. My uncle too. Let's go.
Yeah, you gotta put your uncle in conversation.
Yeah,
man, it's gonna be so dope this year. Like if they do it for Kobe, bro, because like that's gonna be the biggest thing.
They have to, man.
They have to.
If they don't do it, it's just like it's a letdown. But the way they played last night, I was like, bro. These Heat turned to ice, man.
They really did.
Who were they? How did they make it to this?
How did they make it?
How did they make it? They suck.
Yeah, the Eastern Conference wasn't as strong, obviously, as the Western Conference.
It's been like that for a while.
Yeah,
it's been like that for so long.
And the Lakers had the toughest route to the finals. You know what I mean? Getting Portland off tops. And then I'm happy the Nuggets won because I was like, this is gonna be a tough matchup with the Clippers.
Yeah, but for sure. And the Bucks, I can't believe they lost.
Yeah, I would have liked that matchup a little bit better.
That would have been
crazy.
Right now.
You know what I mean?
Antetokounmpo.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
but we gotta enjoy this ship. You know what I mean? Like
100%. I think that they could take it next year too if everybody's healthy. Just the way AD plays and LeBron, you're just like, whoa, man. You get Caldwell Pope to just like get even better.
Yeah.
Because I feel like he's like a pretty strong, starter for them.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Caruso, if he gets like even better, you're just like, damn.
If they stay consistent.
Yeah.
Because sometimes like when they're hot, they're hot, but when they're like not hot, they're just like
you're trash.
I'm like, bro, you're bum. Like, come on, bro. But yeah. If they stay consistent, I see what you're saying. They could be dangerous.
They could be dangerous.
That AD effect is different.
Oh,
bro.
man. It's crazy.
He came in and they championship team.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel like if he can get bigger too, like size, he'll be unstoppable. For sure. He's like KD, I feel like. He can shoot anywhere. He's tall.
Yeah.
KD's one of my favorite players too. It
really?
sucks that he went to Brooklyn, but yeah.
What made him be one of your favorite? Just the way he plays?
Just the way he plays, man. He's just so finesse. His finesse shot is just like, it's going in. Yeah. He's like Steph Curry, but like just way taller,
That's true. Like, yeah, he's so versatile with everything that he could do. Like,
yeah, he's finesse. I've met him before, and I was just like,
oh shit, I could imagine.
Like, giant dude.
He probably had to duck his head in here.
I was like, I understand why no one could guard him.
Yeah.
I was like, the way he was going like this, I was like, okay, yeah, you need like 4 people to guard him.
It's dangerous, and he could just pull up from anywhere and just
splash.
Easy money sniper, bro. They don't call that for nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, okay, those are some of your some of the favorite players. What were some of your early influences in both skateboarding and music when you were younger and coming up?
So music, definitely Tupac, Biggie, that whole era. You know what I mean? Brandy, like the whole '90s era. Let's see, SWV, Snoop Dogg, DPG, Ice Cube, and then you go to the 2000s. It's more of like, the Lil Jons. I love that crunk era. Yeah. The crunk era was tight. The fight music,
Yeah, if you're in the club drunk,
it's a rap.
Somebody bumps into you.
Rap. Yeah.
Look at them.
I like that era. You know what I mean? The real hip hop era. You know, DJ Premier, Nas. You know, all that stuff. I love it. Mm-hmm. But then, you know, getting into the hip hop now music is just it's all over the place. So you have to find what you like, pretty much. It was easier back then, I feel like.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Like, and back then too, we were kind of like married to what was on the radio.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. If you liked what was on the radio, like you had to pick your artist kind of through there.
For sure,
like TRL or some shit.
Yeah.
You know, but now it's just like you're in control of what you want to hear.
For sure, yeah. It's crazy. Me and my sister actually used to make DJ contests, recording off the radio on a cassette.
Really?
So we're like, who had the best mixes? We'll figure out at the end of the week. So we just listened to like
That's
Power
cool.
106 and 92.3 back then, and we just record, and then all the songs that we liked, we'd be like, okay, cool, and then we have to mash it up together pretty good.
Oh shit!
So me and my sister would have a contest like that, but that's kind of like a way of starting DJing at the same time.
That is true. Yeah.
It was pretty sick to like do that.
You're putting together your own mixes.
Yeah, from a cassette. You know, that's all they did back then, anyways. But yeah,
man, that's pretty crazy if you think about that then, because it's like that's kind of how you started off. Like maybe you didn't know it back then, but that's kind of how you started. Like
having the ear for it, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
that's definitely having the ear.
Similar
for it.
to like how you started for skateboarding, where it's just like you were printing shit out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
just like super like green, like
because
you know
I'm very visual. I could see if I could look at it and I could see I could see an answer pretty much right there sometimes, but most of the time actually. So cassettes, anything with pushing buttons, I'm like, okay, that makes sense. With skating, is my feet. Like I understand, you know, the muscle memory. Do a trick so many times, that's exactly where you need to put your feet for a kick flip or a tray flip. I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense. Very visual. My eyes could see it.
Yeah. What about for skateboarding? Like influences for you, like when you're younger?
Andrew Reynolds.
Okay.
This guy named Evan Hernandez. Let's see, we got Paul Rodriguez. I know P-Rod. P-Rod. Those are like my top three. There's a couple more sprinkled in there, but those ones like had the most influence on me.
Okay. Yeah. You know Donovan Piscopo?
Yeah, for sure. He skates for Nike.
Yeah, we went to high school together.
Oh,
me
sick.
and him, yeah. So we know each other. He's cool, man. He's like the one dude that was just like ever since he was a kid, bro, like middle school, younger than that, he was just like so talented, and we knew like everybody watching him, like we're like, bro, this dude is gonna
he's gonna be the one.
Yeah, and now
he's a little guy too.
He is.
He was a little. He was. Now he's like pretty tall.
I haven't seen him in a minute, bro.
Okay,
so,
yeah, but
he's tall.
Yeah, he's the man, dude.
Yeah, shout out to him, bro.
Yeah, shout out Donovan, man. He's the man. We used to skate when we were little too. He was a little guy. Yeah.
So you know him for a minute then, or like?
Yeah, for probably like 10 years.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, him and his pops have this shop over in Covina now, pawn shop.
Oh, sick.
Skate Co, which is a cool ass shop over there.
Nice.
Yeah, and the cool part about it is there was, because in West Covina or Covina, the skate culture was pretty dope. Like a lot of kids were into it, especially like in middle school, for us at least. And there's like this one shop called Utility Skate Shop.
Oh yeah.
You heard of that?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think they had maybe another store in Rancho or something. I don't know.
Damn, I think they had two for sure.
Yeah. And when that shut down, Pawn Shop Skate Co like took over that like same shop. Okay. So it's like cool that's like they picked up kind of where Utility left off, and now they're like carrying on for the culture in like Covina, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Donovan, man, he's been ripping for a long time, man. He's a dude.
Yeah,
definitely. What school did you guys go to?
We went to South Hills High School.
South Hills
High School in West Covina.
I forgot he's from Covina, like that area.
Yeah, middle school. We went to same middle school, all that together.
Sick.
So yeah, it's cool. When did you start to notice some like serious progression for yourself when you were skating? Like when did you start realizing that like, damn, I'm nice as fuck?
Man, it took a little while actually. It took a little bit. I learned my first ollie at 6 months after I started skating. Then after I learned that ollie, I learned how to do a heel flip and then varial flip. And those two tricks right there got me sponsored. So I would tell you a story. Okay. So my friend Justin McLean, RIP, he took me to this skate shop called Furnace Skate Shop. That's a shop that I still skate for, but it's like a legendary skate shop. It's in Cypress.
Okay.
My friend was like, look, my friend's been skating for a little bit. He's got a couple tricks. Let me show you what he could do. So he took the owner. They came outside, and they're like, what can you do? Let me see. And I did they're like, can you do a kickflip off the curb? I was like, yeah. They're like, can you do a heel flip? I'm like, these are the tricks that I know how to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're like, can you do a barrel flip? It's like, yeah, I did that off the curb. And they're like, okay, like you rip. Oh, this is cool. We'll give you some boards. I was like, what? No way. They're like, yeah, we'll give you old boards. We'll give you like old boards first, and then we'll see what you can do later. So they kind of like helped me, gave me that push start.
That confidence, boost of confidence, right?
Like that was my first sponsor, like in a year of skating. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm sponsored. You know what I mean? I told my mom, like, I'm sponsored.
That must have been the coolest thing in the world for you.
Yeah, I was like, dang, this is crazy. Like I'm getting like old boards, but she's like, okay, whatever. You know what I mean? She didn't really understand it at that time. She's like, but for me, I was like, dang, this is cool. This is what I'm watching on the videos. And then ever since then, it was just like, I started bringing in footage consistently, and they're like, okay, you're on to something. Like, we'll start hooking you up fully. And then ever since then, it was just like, all right, like now it's time to rock. You know, let's go.
You didn't look back from there.
Never look back, bro. I was like,
yeah.
let's go. It was a hard destination to get here, but once I got here, I was like, all right. I had to go through that journey to get to become a professional skateboarder.
Yeah.
Because it was, I mean, even though I got sponsored pretty early in that year, it was tough to become amateur first and then become professional. Because the road was just like, everybody's road to becoming something is different, you know?
Yeah.
I had to go through injuries, you know what I mean? Not being able to, you know, going to school and trying to skate, you know, grades were bad, you know, going to my first trip to Europe, I broke my jaw, but I was in Florida. But the next day, I was supposed to go to Europe. But the day before, we were playing miniature golf. I broke my jaw playing miniature golf.
How the fuck you break your jaw playing?
And I couldn't go to Europe. Man, okay.
Yo, that's fucking, that's shitty, bro. You gotta break it down.
So, okay, let me break it down.
All right.
So, I was on this skate team called Mata Clothing. The next day, okay, we had a stop in Florida to you know, go to Europe the next day. It was like a what's it called, a layover, but it was like 24 hours.
Right.
So I was like, they're like, let's go play miniature golf. I was like, cool, let's do it, let's run it. I'm like 18 years old at this time, you know what I mean? Okay, I'm like super young, and now everybody else is like 25, 26. They're like, okay, let's bet $100 on the game. I was like, all right, that's cool. I don't really have $100, but let's go. I'm trying to make money out here.
You have it.
So
yeah.
like, let me see if I can come up. So we play the game. I was like, last hole in one, whoever makes this, we will win the game. You get $100. I make the hole in one. I'm like, sick.
Oh shit.
Pay up, motherfucker. Like, pay up. This is my time to shine. They're like, nah, we're not gonna pay. We gotta play again. I was like, what? Like, I won. Being the little guy, they can like punk you. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's what I thought. And then we played again. And then I won again. I won that second game again, the same exact way. And then next thing you know, it starts raining. I'm like, okay, let's pack it up, guys. Let's go. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, let's wrap it up. But I'm so excited. I'm like, dude, I want $200 now. Like let's run it. You know what I mean? So I have my golf club in my hand. I'm just super excited. And as the rain starts falling down, I'm like taking my club back to where you put your club back. There's like a 6 there where you have to walk down and deliver your club, whatever. And so I'm like, not even thinking, I'm running to the down the stairs, or running down the golf course to the stairs, and I jump off the 6 stairs, and then there's a puddle on the ground. And as I jump off the stairs, I do a 180. I'm like, yeah.
Not on the board doing 180.
Yeah. I land on the puddle, slip, bow, land straight on my face. My jaw broke. Like, I didn't think it was broken though. I'm just on the ground, just like.
Was it like the adrenaline that you didn't feel it yet or something?
It probably was that for sure. But I was on the ground at that time. I didn't get back up. Usually I can just hop back up. But they're like, the team came down. They're like, no, stay down, like stay down. Like, this is bad. I'm like, no, I gotta go to Europe tomorrow. Like, I'm ready to go. They're like, no, like, this is bad. We need to call the ambulance.
Were they looking at your face or something? They could say,
yeah, but I was like kind of like the adrenaline and my blurry vision. I just thought like I was cool, but no. So pretty much when the ambulance came, they were like, ooh, like it's bad, like oh shit. But to me, I was like, man, I think I'll heal up because I've gone through injuries before. So I get to the hospital and I'm like, am I still gonna be able to go to Europe tomorrow? They're like, nah. So this is what happened. You broke your chin. I have a metal plate in my chin right now from here to here. Like, you broke your chin. You broke your jaw, TMJ right here in this part. You broke your 3 front teeth. It went through your lip. You have a big old gash in your lip. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, you gonna have to get your mouth wired shut.
Fuck.
Like, it just kept going, and I was like, no.
That was like the worst possible thing you could have done.
I was like, dang.
All like, of that too. That's like not just one thing. It's like
it's a combination of things. And so I had to stay in the hospital for a week. So I missed that first trip to Europe. Stayed in the hospital for a week. They had to fly my mom out because they needed a parental guidance because I was still super young. And so they flew her out, and then I couldn't fly for a week. I had to stay an extra day because being on the plane with all the metal and stuff, and it could be bad. You know what I mean? So they're like, you want to make your face swell down a little bit. So that flight home was horrible, man. It was like I was on Vicodin. I had all like crazy amounts of like.
It's a long flight too, right?
Yeah, from Florida to here, like 6 hours or something. And then I got home. I looked at my face. You know what I mean? It got bigger by the day. I felt like my mouth was wired shut, and I'm like, damn, dude, I fucking broke my jaw playing miniature golf. Shit. This is horrible. So my diet was.
You couldn't eat either.
I couldn't eat. I had this hole in my mouth, so I could put a straw through it. So I was like, no teeth right here. I had to put a straw through my, right here. I was eating like protein shakes and just bullshit stuff. I was like, bro, I'm getting skinny. I'm getting real skinny.
That's shitty, man.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's one of the worst parts too. You can't eat.
Can't do nothing.
You really realize that like you took like eating for granted.
For granted, man. Yeah. For granted. You know what I mean? I've never been the same since. As far as like looking at things more positively. I look at injuries like, damn, it sucks, but you could get better. You know what I mean?
You could have done.
You could have done worse. You know what I mean? You're still here. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, because they're like, if you broke anywhere near, like you're closer here, like you could have had brain damage like here or something.
Oh shit!
Because everything's so close together up here, So yeah, I went through all that. Funny story too, man. I was so over Oreo shakes from Jack in the Box and just like protein stuff.
Because you're having them so much.
Yeah, I was like, Mom, I need to get some meat, like something meaty inside of me, like as far as like food, you know what I mean? And they're like, can you go to KFC, get some chicken tenders, please? Like, I want to try to eat this. But I can't eat it. They're like, can you blend it up?
Oh, shit.
So she got the chicken tenders. She blended it up. With chicken broth. And I tried to drink it.
That's
a chicken
nuts.
smoothie. It was the worst. It was the worst thing I've ever had in my life.
My guy had a chicken smoothie, bro. That's nuts. I've never heard of that in my life. I had a chicken smoothie.
It was the worst thing. Don't try that at home. Don't ever try that. You'll be disappointed.
Yo, I could imagine so, man. But I get it. At a certain point, you're just like tired of having the same thing. Bro, funny story. I had my jaw dislocated one time, and I couldn't open I lockjaw. It was closed for like, I couldn't open it for like, I think 2 or 3 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Obviously, nowhere near like the seriousness of your injury. Yeah. But mine was for the stupidest reason ever. This was like 3 years ago. I was in San Diego with my brother and one of his boys. And we were in like Gaslamp District, so we went out. We were having a good time too. It was a great night. Like, we were a little drunk at the end of the night, but we were gonna go back to my brother's boy's house, who like lived in San Diego. I think he went to college out there or something. Yeah. And we were all ready to go home, like waiting for our Uber. We just bought this big ass pizza, like, and we were gonna like devour it. Yeah. We had, like drunkies, like whatever. Like, we're all vibes were solid, and we were waiting for our Uber. And there's a girl comes out of one of the bars, and she's just like drunk. You can tell she's fucked up. She's just like sloppy, like, give me a piece of pizza. Yeah. And I was just like there, and I was just like, I'm not gonna give you a piece of pizza. Like, I don't know who you are. Like, yeah. My brother bought the pizza too, so it wasn't even my choice to give her a pizza or anything. Yeah. And she kept asking. She wouldn't leave me alone. She's just like, you're really not giving me a piece of pizza, blah blah blah. And I'm like, I was like, look at my brother. I was like, you want to give her a piece of pizza? And he's just like, nah, what the fuck? These are big pieces, too. They're like, I don't know what the spot we were at, but they were huge slices. So it wasn't just like, yo, I'll give you a piece. It was just like, that's like a fourth of the pizza. Like,
yeah. He's like, damn, you better eat this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so I was just like, told her, I was like, no. And she kept complaining. I was with my brother. I was like, bro, like, should we just give her one? She's like, tell her, give us like $5 for the piece or something. Yeah. So I told her, I was like, we need $5. This dude comes out, like, which was, I guess, like her her gay best friend or something like that.
Yeah.
And he starts getting hot with me. He's just like, you better give her a piece of pizza. Like,
no way.
He starts like, getting like super like aggressive with me. And I'm like, I'm not going to give her a piece of pizza. Like, no, blah, blah, blah. And we start, I turn around and he's just like, you better give her a piece of pizza or else. I was like, or what? Like, yeah. Like, I turned around to get in the Uber. I was just like later, like, I'm gonna go enjoy my pizza. I turn around, he sucker punches me through like from the back. It hits me in my connects, bro, like the jaw, like
over a pizza.
Like, yeah. And the worst part about it, bro, I dropped the pizza on the
floor.
The whole thing upside down. No. So this guy socks me in the jaw, bro, like over dislocates my shit. And I'm not gonna say like the rest of how that night ended, but like, yeah, I dislocated my jaw, and I was just like having to like drink smoothies for like 2 weeks straight. Did
they have to wire your jaw? Or
nah, they I went to the like orthopedic or whatever to talk about it. He like put it back into place. It's still kind of fucked up to this day, to be honest with you. It's a little like
shaky, a
little off edge too. But he's just like, you like, after he said it, he's just like, you're gonna have lockjaw, but you're just like gonna have to like slowly every day try to open your mouth up a little bit more. So like it would be closed, I couldn't open it, and I just like would slowly try to open it every day until like a few weeks later it was just like, all right, I can actually like eat now.
Dang, dude, that's crazy.
Stupid
man.
Shit, bro.
Over a piece.
Yeah, man. I wish I could give her the slice.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. These like sporadic things that happen out of nowhere. You're just like, why did this happen to me? You know what I mean?
100%.
Like pizza, miniature golf. Like what?
The stupidest thing.
Yeah.
You couldn't even eat. But that's actually funny. I want to transition to something because you had a bail like pretty recently. That I want to actually show. Let me see if I can pull it up right here. There's rail incident right here because I was dying at this. So yeah, walk me through this. Like, what were you thinking at this moment right there?
So pretty much, my life flashed before my eyes right here. I literally was like, you know what? There's no escaping this. I am going to get sacked on this rail. My nuts are in danger right here.
Did you know that your nuts were gonna get?
I was like, there's nothing I could do. I was like, that's why my life flashed before my eyes. Like, this is gonna end bad.
At that moment, what were you thinking right there?
I was like, you know what? I hope my balls are like intact. I really hope I did not squish these things. You know, I hope I'm good. That's why I'm like, I hope I'm good. Look at my face.
You got the face going right there.
I'm like, ooh, trying to absorb the pain. You know.
Yeah. After that happened, my favorite part about it though was like that you walked it off after the fact. You know what I mean? Like you. Oh. I would have been down for a minute if that happened to me.
Oh man!
But you just walked it off. That's G as fuck. and then you went and did the trick like right after that. So
I'll tell you the story behind this. So this is like reversed.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's reversed.
Okay.
So I did the trick. So this happened because my friend filmed too close. He zoomed in too quick on this clip right here. He was too close. Like, you know what I mean? Where you couldn't see the rail too much. Then I did it again right after, but I didn't like the way I landed right here. So he was like, you know, you could do it again. And I was like, this try. Whop. I died.
Damn, bro. You see the guy in the back?
That's why I put thanks for blowing the filming to my friend Alec, because he fucked up. But yeah, that dude in the back, he grabs his nuts in the back because he's like, he felt the pain back there.
Yeah. You're just like body language signs right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, little ridiculous clip right there for you.
Yeah, the crazy thing is I've never gotten hurt like sacked like that. It's called sacking. It's called credit card if you want to on a rail. I never actually jumped to the rail on my nuts like that before. That was the first time. And
shit.
Yeah, that's never. I never want to do that again. Never ever.
I wouldn't either.
Yeah, I walked it off. I went to the track. There's a track field right there, so no one could see me. And I just like.
Oh, so you continued going like.
I just kept walking. Yeah. So I walked all the way out the park and then walked way farther away that no one can see me.
Okay.
Just so that they know that like I don't want no one to see me like check my nuts and like, you know, I'm good. I'm good down there. You know.
You gotta make sure that the goods are good, bro. Like.
Yeah.
What does that rank on your top like wipeouts for you?
That's up there. That's pretty much up there. That's top 10.
Top 10?
Top 10. Yeah, we'll go top 10.
What's number one?
The The jaw.
The jaw is
That's the number one for sure. I broke my wrist 6 times, so that couple of those are up there.
The same wrist? Or?
Yeah, the same wrist. My wrist is all jacked up.
Is that just from like landing on it or trying to break your fall?
Just stupid stuff. Just playing on monkey bars and landing on the wrist again after you break it. It becomes so jelly after a while.
Yeah.
So you have to like really be careful. But yeah, wrists for sure. Ankles, collarbone. That sack right there. Maybe top 5, man. That could be top 5.
That could have been worse though. You could have busted a sack, bro. You could have busted a. Yeah. That's nuts, man. Literally nuts.
No pun intended.
No pun intended. Transitioning back to your skateboarding career, who's on the top? If you had like a Mount Rushmore of like skateboarders, who would be on that to you?
Okay, so P-Rod, Andrew Reynolds, Stevie Williams, Terry Kennedy, and Evan Hernandez. I put Terry Kennedy up there because he's the first African American skater, black skater, to make it out of the hood and become a professional skateboarder. Like actually, the hood, Long Beach hood. Like,
he's from the Long Beach hood.
Yeah, he's from Long Beach. Like, yeah, he grew up all the way there, and he became a rapper, and he stayed for ice cream and
I remember
Pharrell.
that.
Yeah, he's all in Pharrell's videos and stuff. So, yeah. Stevie Williams the same way. He grew up in Philadelphia. Started his own brand called DGK. And then he did the Reebok RBK. So Ice Cream had their own thing from Reebok, and then DGK, RBK had their own little shoe thing. So they were all pretty much the same time as Terry Kennedy and Stevie as a shoe game deal. Yeah,
Terry Kennedy was big, man. Especially I'm sure for the African American community, because it showed like a lot of kids that like because it's different when you see somebody like, let's say if you're African American and as a kid, like you see somebody doing something, you may look up to like Tony Hawk or something, but it's hard to relate to them, right? Because it's like they're not the same skin color as you. Yeah. So like seeing somebody do it big, like I'm sure inspired so many kids.
Oh, for sure, man. Into it. Yeah, I've never seen. When I remember seeing when he was a kid, like dang, that's the homie from like Long Beach. Like he was super hood back then. Like I never saw him become a professional skateboarder. Then the next thing he took off, you're just like, dang, I can do this too, man. Like.
Yeah, that's dope, man. Shout out to Terry Kennedy.
Shout out to TK, man.
Yep. What about music? Who's on your like Mount Rushmore music?
Tupac, Biggie, Nas, Nipsey Hussle, and the last one would be, let's see, Jay-Z. Jay-Z, because he's a billionaire. He's smart. He shows you how to hustle in his songs. So it's like if you follow the steps, you could get there. He literally, not the same way as him, but like yeah.
He laid out the blueprint.
Yeah, literally, man. No pun intended, man.
Inside the blueprint, he laid it out.
Same with Nipsey Hussle, man. I watch all of his interviews. Such a smart man.
Me too.
Smart dude. He knows the business, man. I was just like, damn, this Crip, like super Crip, knows the ins and outs of business. Yeah, and you know what I mean. Like you would never think that he was a Crip, like super gangbanger kind of guy.
Yeah, and he did it like all independent too, and he like took it upon himself to learn everything that he learned, right? With like reading books and shit. And like you wouldn't think somebody where he's from like would do that, but he showed that like you can be like book smart and street smart for a lot of these kids.
And that's how you do it nowadays, you have to be street smart and book smart if you want to become that successful. You know what I mean? He's the pioneer of it. I think he's the Tupac of our generation too.
Yeah, he when he said that in that line, like that was real. Like he really is the Tupac of our generation.
Literally, kids follow his footsteps. I was following Tupac's footsteps when I was a kid. I was like no father figure. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch Tupac. Like every time he came on to the radio or an interview, you paid attention. You're like, damn, this dude's smart. You know what I mean?
And you could tell too. Sorry to cut you off, but like the way Nipsey's music evolved too. Like he's always had that motivational aspect, but like you could tell like the growth of his music went towards like entrepreneurship. Like it's not just like hoes and drugs and shit,
Yeah, and you can see the growth from the beginning of the Bulletin Got No Name Volume 1 to 2 to 3 to now to the Victory Lab. You're like, damn, this dude grew so much. Like he was super gangbanger back then. Now he's like teaching the kids how to make something of themselves and what it took for him to get there and how he had to go through the struggle. And like I said, everybody's journey is different.
Yeah.
His journey was like, wow, bro, you really went through the mud.
Yep, he
like,
went through everything.
mud.
That interview that when he said like he went through every emotion, and like his interviews hit so different now too when you watch them.
Yeah.
It's just like I cherish like all of his words. You know what I mean?
All of it, for sure, man. I watched so many of them. I'm just like, bro, I miss this guy, man. I wish he was still here. I think he would change. He would try to change what's going on too with the justice system and everything right now.
He would. That's
he's like a revolutionist in his own way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He'll lead a path, kind of like Tupac was, you know. Tupac had the more Black Panther, you know, ethics to him because his whole family was a Black Panther.
Really?
Pretty much. Yeah, his mom, his dad, his uncle were high ranks in the Black Panther.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, super high ranks. So that's where he got all his knowledge from, and that's where he got his mentality from. But Nipsey's book smart.
Yeah.
So he can lead in a whole different way. That's why it's like they're so similar.
And I feel like he's really calculated with the way he moves too. So he's not going to like move off necessarily emotion. He's just gonna be like, he would more want actual change and to think about like what he needs to do to enact that change.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And he said it too, like in one of his interviews, like how YG is a genius because he started making protest music, you know what I mean? And that was important for him to do as well, to make protest music to enact change. So,
yeah, because that's what they were doing back then too. You know, fuck the police and
Yep.
NWA stuff. It's the same thing in our generation, you know?
Fuck Donald Trump.
Yeah, fuck Donald Trump. Bro, it's like, we're repeating history in so little time.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally every decade, it's the same thing. It's like so wild.
Yeah, it's like recycling.
Yeah.
Nuts. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah, but I respect Nip. He's definitely right in the middle between Tupac and Biggie. No, Tupac's in the front. Biggie over here, Jay-Z, Nipsey, Nas, and then Nipsey's like somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, respects for
right there. Yeah,
respects for throwing him on that list.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some, because when you DJ you spin mostly like trap and EDM, right?
I'd spin everything.
Okay.
Yeah, but when I do shows, when I go straight as Romar, so I go through DJ Romar. DJ Romar is like everything. When I do as my artist, I go through. I just do me pretty much.
Okay.
So I just do, you know, trap, house, whatever I feel like is cool.
What kind of music do you like? What are some artists that you're feeling right now? Like
in the house scene or just anything?
Any scene.
I like Fisher. You know, I don't know if you know who Fisher is. He's a house guy. There's just so many artists now that are like kind of a fan, like the young NBA young boy.
Yeah, NBA young boy. That new sound.
Yeah, I like Griselda. It's like Conway the Machine. Those guys, that's a cool. They're bringing back the boom bap vibe. Excuse me. Yeah. Let's see. There's so many artists. Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Kind of a tough question.
I like Currency.
Oh yeah, Currency. Spitta
the Andretti.
Yeah, he's a true like mixtape artist, man. Like his Pilot Talks.
Yep, for sure.
All of them, man. Those are so much classics. Like anytime you put on Airborne Aquarium and I'm in a car, bro.
Yeah, vibes.
It's a fucking vibe, bro. Like put that on at nighttime.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sing the whole thing.
Yeah, man. There's just so many artists now that it's just, you know, I can relate to more of the old school artists a little bit more. Yeah. Not like old school, but just, you know, the people that are spitting real stuff pretty much. For sure. Yeah. The trap stuff is super cool. I like it. But I can't like listen to it and gain information from it. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's just for party. Like, yeah, cool. I can bop to this.
Yeah. Well, that tells me something about you. Just like that you're interested in so many different genres that you must have like a really open mind. Yeah. So you know what I mean?
I listen to more of the beats now. You know what I mean? Because from producing and stuff. I just more of like, oh, that beat's cool. As long as it sounds cool, you know, the production's good, the voice sounds good on the track, I rock with it for sure.
Are you hip to Selection?
Not too much.
You got to check them out, man. You like them a lot. They're like they're kind of transitioning to like a record label, but they have like a whole team of producers who have like this different sound. It's hard to explain, but I know you like them for sure. Like they're rooted in like Jay Dilla and
sick.
Nerd and Pharrell and everything like that. So
perfect.
Yeah, check them out, man. Selection.
Yeah. Like Soul Lection.
Like Soul.
Yeah,
like,
and then Lection.
And then Lection.
Do they do they do like DJ gigs and stuff too, right?
Yeah,
I think I've seen them spread out through LA a little bit.
Yeah. They're based in LA, so they do.
So I have heard of them.
Yeah.
Soul Lection.
Shout out to Joe K, and the whole team, homies over there. Andres. Everybody over there. But they have a show on Beats One Radio called like there's his Selection Radio. But
sick.
Yeah, check it out, man. I think you'll like. I'll send you some music from them.
Yeah. Send that over, man. I like the Jay Dilla vibes and the Mad Libs and all that stuff. So I've been going back and listening to like Quasimodo and things like that. I don't know.
Oh, really?
People know them, but like A Tribe Called Quest,
Slum Village,
man. Dang.
I would pull it out. I just copped the vinyl from Slum Village
the
other day. It's down there. I'll check it out later.
Those classics, you can't fuck with it.
No, bro. It's timeless music.
Timeless.
Yeah, and then I got the record player, so like hearing it, there's something about having like that tangible like record for me. I love it. Like,
the actual vinyl.
Yeah, it sounds different too. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just different. A little the vinyl crisps in there and the statics. Yeah, definitely. I've never been a big vinyl collector. I just don't have anywhere to put it. That's why.
Yeah, it is tough for me. Like I don't have a very big collection, but I think once I get a house, buy a house, like
for sure. Yeah, I'm just more the digital, just download it and stuff.
Yeah,
one day I would definitely want to get a vinyl collection. Yeah, just to have them on wax, Just
it's different, man. It's dope.
Yeah.
Though we're gonna wrap this up here pretty soon. But do you have anything going on like in the near future that you want to let the audience know about, whether it's skateboarding or music?
Skateboarding, you can check me out at Kevin Romar on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. You can watch all my clips. I post them pretty much every other day. Watch me do that. As far as touring, it's COVID, so we can't really do shit right now. And then music, you can check me out on DJ Romar Music on Instagram, at Twitter and Facebook. And you can listen to all my mixes on SoundCloud.
Okay.
DJ Romar Music, and then I'm going to be putting out a whole bunch of new stuff. Just everything. Just give people what they want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I want to at the same time. So
definitely.
Yeah. Keep it bounce. I like the bouncy stuff. I like to keep you bouncing, keep your head bopping, and all that. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Any last words from you?
Man, thanks for having me, man. This is cool.
Definitely.
Cool.
Ambiance. That's French.
Ambiance. Podcast, man. Thank you so much,
man. Of course, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah.
Kevin Romar, Levi checking out.
Peace.
Peace.